Welcome back, awesome Astro fans and subscribers. I have some very cheap 1/18 scale, though possibly a bit smaller, a bit very cheap fantasy figures. These are called Beast Angle Gladiator. Could be Angel, depending on your spelling. Welcome to Orcs World. And same on both. It says DIY, collect them all. Very cheap and cheerful. I picked them up for future customs work and also for casting parts for customs in about 50 years time when I'm in my own house in a different country. Okay, let's have a look. There are 6, that's why 6 to get. That's why I bought 2 little bags, because there's 3 different ones in each. Oh, these remind me, a while back I bought some cheap orcs and dwarfs of fantasy videos. And actually quite a lot of people like the video because they hear this is new and it's like dwarfs are fantasy. These are different, though some might match in, I don't know. We'll see what we've got. Some big ass weapons in there, which are quite cool. These, I can't remember how much these were, but they were dirt cheap. Okay, so let me see. We have got here, he looks, I want to say a werewolf, but he's not a werewolf. He can't even stand up, or can he? Let's have a look. Yes, he can. Okay, so some sort of almost a werewolf looking here, but the face is not really a wolf. It's like, I don't know what it is. I guess there's a werewolf, but not bad. This one is like a zombie ram. He's got a green sort of head. Pretty cool. This one is your, you see, I want to say a bird of prey because he's got that, can he stand up? He's got a beak. However, it looks like he's got a rat head with a bird's beak. Okay, so this is one pack here. Next, we've got what's a bull or a bison. They're a bit short, I think, for 1/18, but I'll do a comparison in a moment. Then we've got this is like I want to say an ogre, but he's got like a horn on his forehead, but he's pretty cool. And then lastly, we have a boar, a wild boar. He's well armored. Maybe good for background characters. So will I be using parts of these in the future? Possibly. The weapons, however, some of these are epic. In fact, before I look at the weapons, let me just quickly grab a fantasy custom I'm really slowly working on, and I'll put him into the videos where I've been working on him to get an idea of the size. He's made from Fortnite figures, and they, oh, you can't see, he's out the side there. You can see that they do scale not that bad. They're far more stocky and a touch shorter, but they do work with fantasy. The colours are pretty cool. The paintwork's pretty, I don't want to say cheap, but actually it's quite effective, the paintwork they've done, because there is inking on them, which is sort of making some of the details pop. They actually look a lot better on camera than they do in real life. But in real life, they're okay. Okay, so let's have a look at the weapons and a quick look at the figures again, and if they've got much use for customs. Look at the size of that bad boy axe. I mean, come on. That's like, that's your 1/12 scale, you know. That's or a very strong 1/18. In fact, if I was to grab my Sagat figure, who's like a huge 1/18 scale figure, you know, even him holding that is going to be sort of massive. But unfortunately, his fists are both closed. He'll be just the videos, as will Bane, who I reviewed the other day. Bane's big, and he could possibly carry that, but he's only got one hand open. I'd have to swap the other hand around for an open one so he can hold it better. Okay, that's big. The shield, however, that is big again, but that is really nice. In fact, if I grab my Fortnite custom back again, that would be a huge one. That could work, you know. That does look pretty cool. And it's a nice sort of a cast. Need to repaint. That looks pretty cool. Another axe, bit more realistic in size. That almost looks like the ones you get at the Boss Fight Studios with the with the what they're called now, the Knights of Asperity. That almost works with them. I think it's Knights of Asperity have the axe. That's a bit similar. That's a bit more realistic. Paint that up, look pretty cool. This, what do you call this in English? It's not really a halberd. A halberd. Dadao would be like a name in Chinese, like a big sword, or it's like a sword blade with a long handle. It's a martial art weapon. That's pretty damn cool. That would work well with your water margin figures. Forgot space, set the videos. Crossbow, it's decent enough. Bit big, but it's okay. Then my favourite here is this sword. It's really got a sort of a Final Fantasy vibe to it. That's a bit bendy. And that is a great size. Not even sure if he can hold it. Can he hold it? Let me see. Oh, he should be able to. Let's have a look. Like the knight of the oversized weapons, they probably can't hold that shield. The handle's way too big. That's massive. That's a real two-handed sword there. In fact, Bane probably could hold that one quite nicely because he's quite large anyway. But his hand's quite small and his fingers have no give or very little give. Can I? That's not going to fit in without breaking his thumb. Never mind. I'd have to cut the bottom off and slide it in. But that is a nice looking sword. Okay, so figures. There is a screw in the back. I'm guessing if you unscrew that, they pop apart and you can get the head off quite easily. This one, there is potential in the head, but you have to do quite a lot of work to it. So I would take the head off of this. Oh, the legs swivel as well. They swivel. Yeah, swivel is a strange system. Like is it a ball joint? Maybe. So articulation, sorry, the heads sort of move left and right a little bit, arms up and down. There's like a, almost like a ball joint, I think, or something on the legs, not quite sure. So this one, the head, I would take it off. I'd have to do some work in it, quite a lot of work, because if you stick it on a standard head, it won't turn left and right because of the, it's like this side. It goes over the body, but repaint that will look all right. The werewolf one, I think a repaint, because the eyes are terrible, would look pretty cool. In fact, did their heads just pop off as they are? I think they do, actually. So the heads break off as they are. I can see it's going to break off if I force it, so I have to drill it out. But that head, it's got more potential. But again, because it wraps over, if you stick on a figure, it's going to lose its left and right. The boar, I think, it's got loads of potential. There's less wrap over. Looks a bit cartoony with a repaint. That could look pretty good. Not sure about the ponytail on the back of the boar, but that's got loads of potential there. The zombie ram, again, loads of potential. That's quite menacing, actually. That's quite... Okay, that pops off quite easy. That's quite a scary looking head. A repaint on that. That's going to be pretty damn good as well. The... Okay, different system on the necks. On the necks. So the Cyclops Ogre one, you'd have to cut off and drill in to get a peg that'll fit. Again, it's got potential. You could even cut that horn off and get a nice new different ogre face for your boss fight shooters. The face would be compatible sort of size, a bit big maybe, or maybe if you've got like a spare big Bane figure, but Bane with his jacket and shoes won't really fit with your fantasy, but that head would fit on him quite nicely. Or a big fantasy figure, that would work on that. The Hawk Rat. There is some potential in his armor. Some. I'll be interested to see what I could do with this if I had the time and in my own place. Head's got some potential too. The head pops off again quite easily. But a repaint to make it look nice. In fact, let me just take all these heads off. This one's going to break maybe or not. Let's have a look. No, it does pop off. I caught it with my legs. Skills. So this one has got potential. I think a lot of potential on the boar. Apart from maybe the ponytail. The Wolfman. Again, it's the wrap over looks because loads of sort of nice aesthetic, but you lose so much articulation. I'll be tempted to cut that and make it a different style head, but I think that's a great head as well. And then the last, or the first one, was the bull, the one that's trying to break, but it didn't break, it came off, thankfully. Again, potential again with a repaint. Not bad. I think in terms of customizer's point of view, pretty good buy. I can't remember how cheap they were. They're like, what, £3 something a pack, maybe £4 a pack. Pretty damn good in the heads you get. Pretty damn good in at least a sword and a couple of weapons. They are a bit oversized, as you tend to get with like things like H.A.C.K.S stuff, but still good and perfectly usable again with the right custom. I think this was a good buy. I'm happy with this. Great little set, particularly if you've got kids, you want to have like a cheap plastic toy. Not sure how safe they are, all the paints, but they look pretty cool. Body wise, fantastic waist and midsection. I'd be tempted to use that waist and midsection for something else, Use that, cut their legs up, take their legs off. There you go, there's a ball joint under there, it was. Take the legs off, add different legs, take the arms off. Easy my foot, look at that. Change the shoulders so they can go up and out, and you've got a nice start of a figure who's got a particularly hairy back. If you want to do something about that, didn't paint his pants at the back. There you go. That's a good body. Again, this body's got potential because it's got a bit of a belly, so it's a different sort of shape again. So potential on this one. This one, yeah, a bit more difficult because of that sort of big skull motif going across his codpiece there. Same with this one, less potential. I think it feels a bit too slim considering he's armored. Same with that one, a bit too slim considering he's armored. And this one again, a bit too slim considering he's armored, but there's still some use you could out of it if you want to make a bit more realistic look. All in all, good buy for the money. I'm quite happy with that. Okay, this is Awesome Action Toys. Here's a headless man for you to look at. I am signing out saying please like, share, and subscribe. I'll be back to more Awesome Action Toy videos for you guys. Check out the rest of my channel. There's loads of content, and I'm going to be making some playlists for you guys to see soon. Take care, stay collecting. Take care, keep happy, bye.